Usually it's work jams time, right? But I don't have work today, so we're gonna do a Memorial Day show. And well, man, fucking got straighten out. There you go, like a little comic booky. Um, in America here, it's Memorial Day, so shout out to all the troops that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Um, that's some heavy stuff. But I thought, well, why don't we tie it into some metal, and we'll remember the fucking people who gave us some great music, throughout their life, and we get to sit here and jam it and enjoy it, but us also pay respect to them as well. So I did a short little playlist of you know shit I admired. Not like super long. We're not gonna have a super long show because I do have things I want to enjoy today. So we show. Let me get this one last little thing added here. All right, now we're ready. So we're gonna jam out. Let's see who showed up. It's an early bird show. So who's gonna get the book of the worm here? That's a inside joke. All right, fucking James is here. We got Megan. Good morning, Megan. Or afternoon in your parts, right? Just turned the afternoon. Kevin, what's going on, dude? Nevermore Matt. We got Jake the Snake Bass. I don't know what the hell. Adam, fucking Bob. Oh fuck yeah, you got the tape. All right, cool, bro. Which distro did you pick that up from? May I ask? Who had a tape out there? Fucking glad. That's cool. You got it out there. Thank you. All right, we got 13 people watching at 11 a.m. That's not too bad considering. Oh, fucking Roy. Yeah, that's right. I think I did send some to Roy. Good old Roy. Cool. All right. Let's see. Let's shuffle these jams and pay tribute to some fallen. Fuck. Eric, good to see you, dude. Haven't seen you in a while. Cool. Pay respect to some fallen metal musicians today. Let me add this over here. Alright, let's hit shuffle and let's fucking headbang. Here we go. Hell yeah, man! This fucking possessed death metal demo was it 84? Thanks, Matt. Hold on. Thanks, Matt. And Travis. I saw Travis. Yeah, Travis popped up earlier. Megan, Matt, Travis. Thank you so much. That was fucking cool. Um, 84 demo. Yeah, as we know, just recently, the guitarist of the demo. There was, yes, everyone knows who Mike Torrio, or however you say it. But Brian Montana was the early other lead rhythm guitarist, and he was shot in a police shootout that started over a dispute with the neighbors about leaves or something. That's a little crazy. Hmm. How you get, how does it get to that point? Something crazy there, obviously going on. But I always, I thought about it and I said, well, Possessed never really sounds like this again, right? After Seven Churches, we got the second album, and then the EP, and I don't know, man. Seven Churches kind of smokes them. I mean, the new album with the new lineup that he did, yes, that's like more to a return of form. This is all my opinion. Who gives a shit? But I think Brian maybe had a lot of influence on her that maybe we didn't realize till like maybe now that we're like, whoa, wait a minute, he wrote a lot of these songs that were really killer. So shout out to Brian. Sad to fucking hear about how you went. Yeah, it's crazy over, starting with a goddamn neighbor dispute. And fucking Bob, regular chatter Bob, was at Maryland Death Fest. Goddamn, Matt, what a fucking bummer. you got COVID and you got a secondary infection. And still worth it. Woo! Fucking cool, dude. Alright, let's see who's next. Who we got next? Rest in peace, Brian Montana. I think he had a lot of influence on that early Possessed stuff. Maybe you'll start getting some more recognition for it. Recognition. All right, here we go. Who's next? Oh shit, the Evil Genius. Okay, there we go. That, James, was It. Remember It? Yeah, from Sweden. Of course, Abruptum being one of his more known projects. But he also, what else did he do? War, Vondor, Opophilia. I can never say that fucking band's name. But of course, yeah, fucking It. So that was fucking awesome. Where's JD? That's his like one of his favorite guys. So yeah, he passed away too as well. I'm adding another jam. I just remembered. Like, how could I fucking forget this? Hold on. Give me a second. But that shit's long. Most of their songs are usually like 2 hours long. At least the Evil Genius album, you know, they're like normal length songs, but it's the sound of torture and death and horror and all that, as they like to proclaim. Do 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 do. Here we go. All right, back into the jams. Let's see who's next, but fucking It. The opposite of easy listening music. There you go. Thunderstruck Willie, I have not seen you. Welcome to the fucking chat. Yeah. Off the You can laugh at me all you want. Anyway, pretty prolific career. A lot of fucking releases. Who's next? Who's next on the dead list here? Hold on, let me get this back up there. I want to see that. No repeats. Let's see.
This is satanic black metal! Me.
Yeah. Man, what fucking stupid StreamYard. The Cola Wars. Oh, yeah. Those were brutal. Coke even brought out their new ultimate weapon, New Coke. Blew up in their face. Terrible, terrible. Talk about a backfire. Everybody's like, "What the fuck is this? We want our real Coke, and we want it back." See, so you can't demand things from these companies and make them give you what you want. All you fucking little knuckleheads who say you can't, get out there and demand what you want. You're paying for it. And yes, it is very cool that they right off they want you to know this is satanic black metal. Not any other type of black metal, but satanic black metal. Anyway, the singer of that band, Thronda Nephis, Thorinder? I have no idea how to say that. Nephis, the singer guitarist, passed away. So he did in fact die for Satan. I'm sure he wouldn't have it any other way. All right, who's next on the dead list? Let's see here. Who do we got? Yeah, I fucking as a musician, I think Black Moon was fucking awesome. I mean, his necrophobic fucking stuff, and then the early Dark Funeral. Dark Funeral was never really the same after he was out. I mean, they still did some decent stuff, but I think he was that original old spirit, you know, when they were just black fucking metal. This is black fucking metal. But whatever. Not the same to me now. It's a big fucking big money making black metal band. But anyway, that was Black Moon. Shadows over Transylvania. Yes, you gotta wear sunblock. It's summertime. Summertime. So you must be covered up from the ultraviolet rays. Anybody know that one? Probably Francisco. All right. Yeah, man. LG, shout out to him and Entomb, Nihilist. Maybe we'll hear them. Maybe we won't. Hear them every time I play the show, though. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Aaron, what's going on, dude? What's up, Chris? Who's next on the dead list? Paying respect to the dead. Let's see.
I am the god of gods, master of the arts, desecrate the chest, ride in the flesh. Chant the blasphemy, mockery of the Messiah. We curse the Holy Ghost, flavor of the weak, God of lies and greed, God of hypocrisy. We laugh at the master child, no God to come before thee. Blessing the ghost, blessing the ghost, blessing the ghost, blasphemy of the Holy Ghost. Shall be the hold of the law, rebel against the church, free from the jealous of blasphemy, rise up against the enslaver. Mockery of the Messiah, we curse the Holy Ghost, savor of the weak, God of lies and greed, God of hypocrisy. We laugh at the master child, no God to come before thee. Blessing the ghost, blessing the ghost, blessing the ghost. Blasphemy of the Holy Ghost. Do what thou wilt, shall be the hold of the law. Rebel against the church, from the jealous of blasphemy. Rise up against the slaver.
There you go. Richard Burnell, Morbid Angel. Obviously from the early lineup, the best lineup. Fucking ruled. Another band that was not quite never the same after a certain member left. I say that with Morbid Angel as well. I always when I heard the little chimes at the end, but that's the fucking demo version, Necron. Pay attention. Going to the cemetery day, gonna be all goth. Whoa. I don't fucking know. Richard Brunel fucking ruled. Thy Kingdom Come, Altars of Madness, and Blessed Art is Sick. And then they weren't as good as they were. Alright. Sorry, guys. Necrofax. Next. Who we got next on here?
Wasn't my father
There you go. Yeah. What can you say about Court, though? Come on. And his dad, Boss. Shit. Define fucking production on black metal, in my opinion, especially with this album. Bloodfire Death has like just crushing guitars, drums, everything. Pretty much, I think, made the second wave of black metal and Norwegian shit, especially, like, gave them a sound to fucking emulate. So, and then just the influence on extreme metal across the board with Bathory, this, I mean, death metal, black metal, thrash metal, everyone fucking loves him. How to the Necro Wolf, yeah, he'll be back. The Wolf and the Gatekeeper is gonna be back too, to school you on some underground black metal that he likes. So be on the lookout for that coming up. Maybe this week. Who knows? Who knows? But and that song for those, I mean, for all those who died, is the song of the dedicated to the show today. I dedicate that song to the show. How's that? And dude, your fucking show last night was very fucking entertaining. Go check out Shredbeard. Go subscribe to Shredbeard's channel, y'all, if you haven't yet, man. Yeah, the Gatekeeper. He's you know, when he, it's what he thinks is when you if he feels you all are worthy enough of parents. He's so fucking conceited, the Gatekeeper. But yeah, dude, fucking cool show, Shred. And I'm gonna put me one aside of those CDs because on payday I will order it Thursday. I definitely will get a Ghoulish Grin CD because fucking good riffs, man. Dave fucking can write. The Gatekeeper is the best asshole. What's up, Boj? What's going on, dude? Oh, I didn't know you were sick or whatever, but fuck, that sucks. Glad you're feeling better, dude. All right. You got me, yeah. Thursday I'll get it, dude. For sure. Look at this shit. It's tangled as fuck, man. This piece of shit. I know I keep saying it, I always forget when I'm out. I need to get out there and get me a new one. A new one. New headphones, eventually. Alright, let's see what's next. NyQuil. Fuck yeah, dude. Chug some NyQuil when you're sick. Just go to sleep and let it do its thing, man. You'll feel it. You always wake up feeling somewhat better, if not a lot better. What the fuck's in that shit? Alright, next. obviously you know what's next now. But anyway, that was fucking Hanneman and Slayer. Hell fucking Hanneman, right? Still fucking rules. Jeff Hanneman, come on. What do I need to say? Fucking Slayer. Wrote some of the best fucking shit ever. Hell Hanneman. Alright, let's see who's next on the dead list. I think you guys got a preview, and it's probably a little one more personal to me. But let's go ahead and play it. Here it is. We'll talk about it when we come back. right, there you go. That's obviously my old band Hod. Bear Reeves passed away early this year. Singer of the band, one of my fucking best friends for life. So that fucking sucked. But that one goes out to Bear. Hey, fucking Shred. That was fucking cool, man. Thank you to all that served and helped in the Necro Nights. Yeah, man. Join the fucking Necro Nights. $3 a month. You get, yeah, dude. Fucking thanks, Jake and Derek. Fucking Derek, too. Original member of Odd. Passed away, what, 5, 6 years ago now? Maybe longer? Old Hod was something cool. If you got to check it out like Jake did, he knows what's up. And I believe that song right there, Beneath the Mountain of the Scorpions, might be our magnum opus. Who knows? I'm sure other people will feel otherwise, but I worked patting myself on the back here, man. What the fuck? But nah, I try to really make that into a more epic-y, making up words here, song for the band. So anyway, that was hot. And yes, I think you can say Happy Memorial Day. I don't think you should say Shitty Memorial Day. That wouldn't sound as good. Most people have barbecues today. Well, the Texas heat ain't making that any better, but it's usually a barbecue day and have a good time, relax. But also, yes, it's definitely for remembrance of all those who served and fucking, gave their life away, died in battle, war, all that crap. Fucking, that's heavy duty. So shout out to the vets and the ones who passed. All right, let's do some little updates here before we get into the next jam. Dr. Wolf running around outside. So we got some shows. June's going to be a busy month in San Antonio for underground gigs. Let me get this out of here just for a minute. Let's see. First one coming up. Starting with a banger, as the kids say. This one's a banger. Saturday, June 7th. Pius Levis, Hexea, Cutthroats, ETD. ETD's first San Antonio show, and who knows when they'll come back. I don't know. At High Tones, small, intimate, and in your face, but it'll be a good show. Cutthroats hardly play anymore too, so that'll be fun. One of only 2 summer shows that Pius Levis is doing, so make sure to check that out, because who knows when you'll see a lineup like that again for $10 make you holla. Alright, and then Strike Down Entertainment bringing a good show to Fitzgerald's on June 20th. Mainly going to point out Spear Siege because Jake is a regular and a friend of mine. So check them out June 20th. And then the Masked Marvels coming back. More Masked Marvels. We got Lord Humongous, Mad Max fucking metal. I don't know what you call it, but they're cool. And of course, Morgan Red, friend of the show. Always fun. Puts on a great show. Drew's fucking band Infuriator. Really cool shit, too. And then Spectral Omen. So, this is Saturday the 21st at the O-Def Cafe. Deep in the west side. Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and say that. Pretty deep west side. 3851 Calabar Road. It's normally a goth club, but they're booking some metal, so that's cool. It's always cool, to have a place to book some metal shows. Where I missed a bunch of shit in the chat, but anyway, that's what's going on here in San Antonio in the month of June. Get your asses out to them shows, at least a couple of them if you can. No excuses. They're not expensive. But especially get your ass out to that Pius Levis, Hexea, ETD, Cutthroat show. Come on. Takes a lot of effort to get all these bands together. RD shows, venues are kind of spread out pretty funny. I mean, yeah, it is all over town, so that is cool. Alright, let's see who's next on the dead list. Whoops.
Once body and soul, belief can be a vital state. Man's arrogant perception of the great mausoleum sanctuary line. Portal back to the dimension of life. Disease, souls of wretched mass, far worse than heaven has cast. Rotting dead now brought to life. Supernatural evolution, creating a new form of man. Emulate flesh and life, transcend from the rest. Hunger of the dead pulsates in their blood. Rebirth of the damned hordes of mankind, breaking law of nature, breaking threshold of time.
There you go. Yeah, of course. Killjoy. Killjoy, fucking very like important fixture in underground metal for sure. Especially when, you know, Necrophagia, one of the first death metal albums, you know, out there. Costco's going live, Bo. Check it out. Costco's going live 2 to 3 hours or so. Just sit back and watch them fish. Good stuff though. Yeah, it's a good little community he's building over there. Congrats, Costco. That's cool stuff, what you're doing. Like, I don't know much about fishing, so I'm learning something when I watch you. Good old Costco. Oh, well, it might be busy today, right? A lot of people are off. Anyway, and Killjoy also, big black metal fan. With Baphomet Records, he really put a lot of, really helped a lot of bands. That's, like Thornspawn, my old band. Antaeus really helped put, I think, Antaeus on the map on a worldwide stage. Put out Demon Seed, Joined in Darkness, a genre classic nowadays. Summon, just fucking kind of prolific, man. And then he just started doing Necrophagia like full fucking time, going all over the world touring. It was a shock when when we heard of Killjoy's passing too, because he was actually one of my buddies. I would talk to him here and there, especially back in the early days when we were signed to him. We would talk on the phone all the time. He was a cool dude. Shout out to Killjoy. Rest in power, rest in peace, dude. All right, next fucking jam. What do we got? Who's on here? shit, what can you say about fucking Evil Chuck? One of the fucking OGs, forefathers, godfathers, or you want to fucking say, of the death metal scene, especially that early stuff. The demos, because I mean, if you were a tape trader back then, yeah, obviously you knew who fucking Death was, so the album was highly anticipated, man. Really, like, we couldn't fucking wait to get Scream Bloody Gore, you know, like a full fucking actual vinyl, you know, cassette release, whatever, official release, because we've been all getting all demos for a year, so did not disappoint. And yeah, dude, Reaper's drum fucking sound on this album, it fucking rules, man. And that was like kind of crazy too. We were like, who, what, who's this lineup now? Of course, we knew who Chuck was, but you know, Reefer and John Hand, right? Here we go with the John Hand shit. Don't want to get into that. The mighty John Hand. Fucking funny shit. But anyway, early Death, essential to fucking to metal, extreme metal, underground. Even, and I know a lot of people don't even like the old stuff, but they love the later stuff, the more, you know, technical, jazzy, prog metal. I'm not a big fan of that, but you know, hey, we got Scream Bloody Gore out of the whole thing. Justice for Johnny. Like, oh yeah, fucking rest in peace, John Hamm. Is he? I don't know. Is that fucking dude dead? I don't even know. Not to be a dick or anything. All right. Anyway, enough of the death. Who's next here? Let's see. Oh, obvious choice, right? All right, there you go. Some obvious choice for this show. Some mayhem with Dead and Euronymous, Freezing Moon. The two from the two studio tracks we got album. The other one being Carnage. That's a fucking ripper too. Yeah, Jake, I would say they obviously had to be aware of Bloodspill. And rest in peace to Bloodspill guitars. Merlin, he fucking was ahead of his time. Dude was a San Antonio shredder legend. Also played in early Incest too. He fucking passed away as well. Get that Bloodspill demo if you ain't got that. That's some great San Antonio. I mean, you know what? While I'm on the subject, you know, they're not on the list, but you know, you had Bloodspill. You know, Merlin passed away. You get their fucking 88 demo. Fucking like each song's like 10 minutes, 3 songs, so it's like a 30-minute demo, but it's just so fucking evil. And then rest in peace to Danny from Hell Preacher. He passed away in '86, right after pretty much not too much long after they put out their first demo. Danny was another fucking great lead guitarist, shredder, playing black death metal. Check out the Hell Preacher Resurrection demo '86, or some ancient San Antonio metal as well. And who else did I not have on the list? Blackfire, or what's the dude from Sodom that passed away. The drummer. Shout out to him. No, it's that's the guitarist. I get all confused, but anyway, I know the dude from Sodom passed away. Shout out LG from Entomb, Nihilist, all that. Witchhammer. Thank you, Jake. Frank Blackfire's a guitarist. Witchhammer, fucking, In the Sign of Evil, Obsessed by Cruelty. Come on, man. Wes Weaver. Yeah, fucking Wes. There's a fucking. This show would have been too fucking long if I wanted to cover every fucking one that, matter. Ruben. Imprecation Ruben. We got to shout out to him. He was the heart and soul of fucking Imprecation. All these fucking dudes, big influence, meant a lot to their local scenes, or some even made it out into the worldwide scene, the bigger scene. But it doesn't really matter, it's just that they contributed to this fucking underground art. And I'm done rambling. Let's see who's next on the list. But yeah, we can't. Or Witch Hunter. I know these names, they get too confusing. But yeah, we knew who he was, the drummer, fucking from the old days of Sodom, the early days, fucking great shit. Was it the fastest, the most times? Fuck no, but it fucking was heart. It was the fucking attitude it brought. That's what made that shit great. All right, here we go. Yeah, man, John from Dissection, right there. When I would say best songwriter, riff writers, and black metal, death metal, underground. Dude was, especially the first two main albums, but Storm the Light's Bane, Somber Lane, total classic. And people don't realize, like, I guess newer people to the scene don't realize, like, how big they actually got at one point. They're fucking playing Vakken and shit, and wow, this is crazy. Dissection was really, and I guess he was true cult. He did all the crazy shit. So fucking rest in power, rest in chaos. I'm sure he would want more John. Dissection, great fucking riffing. I always loved the dude's melodic style of melodic, but yet heavy. Fucking always had a heavy edge. Good solos. Fucking love that shit. All right, next, let's see who. Do I got any more? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh yeah, that was it. Dissection. So always will be one of your favorites. Yep. Okay, so we'll play a couple bonus songs, and then we will be out of here. Wait a minute, my face is giant. I don't know what's up with you, Black Metal Warrior, ultimate cult motherfucker. Let's see here. Let me remove all this. We'll get a couple more jams, and then we will fucking be gone. Yep. Let's see here. Who do we want to add? Throw one in for Mr. Francisco. Mr. Francisco. Got those riffs in my head now. Yeah, it was, I just thought it. Memorial Day, Memorial Show, why not, man? Why the fuck not? We'll get these. Gotta throw these guys in here, come on. Hopefully we won't get taken down by these sons of bitches. Let me get out here. A little impromptu playlist for everyone. Sorry it's taking a second. I gotta go through all these fucking files. Imprecation. Alright, one more. Don't lock up. We are almost done, sorry. Dead air. Alright, so I'm just going to let these play out. I don't know, Joe. I'm not going to cook in the rain today. So, no, I'm not. Say it ain't so. I think I know who that is, but I'm not going to say. Or it could just be a random troll. You internet sons of bitches. You internet sons of bitches. Alright, let's see here. 4 more jams for the Fallen. Where you're going to have some Imprecation, some Blaspherian, Entombed, and Sodom. And then, boom, we're gone. So, I'm out of here. 4 jams on the way out. Enjoy your Memorial Day. Have a good time. Respect the fucking fallen. The servicemen as well. Alright, here we go. Later.
Welcome to the abandoned land. Come on in, child, take my hand. Here there's no work or play. Only
Milking cow. It's fun to milk her, gonna do it right. She drinks the water when we pump her. She's raising it's milking time. Her free tin milk is a feeling of pail.
She drinks water. I guess pretend milk.
Milky the marvelous milking cow with pretend milk from Kenner. She's from Kenner.
Hey, I got something to say. You've been talking mighty big. All night about what else do. Just for a change. Let's see you do something really heavy on your own.
What is light without Jar Jar?